In this episode, you and I are going to explore the quote, hard choices, easy life, easy choices, hard life. And together we're going to challenge that. I want to take it a step further to say that hard choices don't make an easy life. They actually make an extraordinary life. And easy choices simply create a mediocre life or a life that's not at our full potential or utilizing and tapping into our genius. And so I know that you want a life on your terms and an extraordinary life. So let's explore this quote and talk about the power of choice. All right, so the Stoic philosopher Jerzy Gregorek made this quote. He said, hard choices, easy life. Easy choices, hard life. And as we just explored in the introduction, I would probably cross this off to say that hard choices create an extraordinary life and easy choices create a mediocre or potentially painful life. And life on our terms is going to be about those hard choices. It's going to be about taking a risk. It's going to be about maybe foregoing that instant gratification culture and rewards in hopes of future payoff. And I hear this all the time when I'm coaching clients. When we're faced with having to make a hard choice, which happens constantly, is my clients have to let go of a team member that's not performing or not aligned in the business for whatever reason. And that choice, executing that, is hard for my clients to do. Nobody wants to go in and have that uncomfortable conversation to say, these are the reasons why I no longer want you to work for me anymore. Okay? But when we pan out in the coaching session, we say, great, yeah, we know that that's going to be hard, but what if you went the easy route? What if you stayed silent? What if you said nothing? What if you didn't act on your truth today and you postpone that? What's going to happen? And we can see quickly that not letting that team member go not only doesn't solve the problem, it creates more hardships, more pain, time wasting, lost revenues, underperformances, on and on. Okay, so hard choices can create an easier or more desired future. And the easy choice, which is to say nothing and delay, can create a very hard future. So our real question with this is, do you deal with the pain now or later? Do you deal with that uncomfortable truth bubbling to the surface that is going to be really hard to put out there and express and act on? You know, it's going to be hard, but it's way better for your future and for that extraordinary life you're wanting? Or are you going to suppress that truth, push down those choices to some time in the future and deal with it later? Are you going to kind of take that, quote, easy route right now, not having to deal with it, but deal with that hard future later? So welcome to life, my friends. This is going to happen every day, every week, every month and year in our business, in our life. The path of awakening, of waking up, is going to hit us over the head over and over again with those hard choices. And I've said in other podcasts that the universe is trying to make you stronger. It's going to send things in your world, in your vibration, in your awareness that are going to change your entire life. But the universe is trying to make you stronger so that you become that person strong enough to hold your extraordinary life. So the way is this. This is the way. This is the path. And I don't want you to put off your potential or your genius or your one precious life. There's lots of research, especially in the book by Bronnie Ware, on the 7 regrets of the dying. And just one of the regrets that she heard over and over again from people in hospice care was that they wished that they didn't work so hard and they wished they live a life that was true to them. And this honestly inspires my podcast, that people just realize at the end of their life that they didn't live true to them. Why? Well, it's probably because that these hard choices, these hard truths were buried deep inside of them, but they somehow didn't act on them. And so I want you to act on them. Now, the first thing, I'll help you, I'd like for you to think about a hard choice in your life. It could be related to your business, just one small example, like even letting go of a team member is one hard choice in a sea of things happening in your life. You'll pull up one thing, or maybe it's related to your kids. Maybe it's something related to your health or in your marriage and partnership. The hard choice could just be simply expressing your truth and putting things out there. So for me, it's always the mindset and the perspective energy that has to shift before the material physical world can come into play. So coaching. So what I think that what makes a hard choice hard is because we have to have courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's that courage is when you have fear and you take action anyway. So to make a hard choice means I have courage. There's fucking fear. I'm afraid of things. I'm afraid of losing someone. I'm afraid of hurting someone's feelings. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of whatever. And then having the courage to know, but this is true for me. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm maybe going to forego the instant gratification or the satisfaction of another peaceful day, and I'm going to go and do it. Now, that's a mindset. That's a shift in mindset. That's brilliant for coaching. It's just understanding what our psychology is going to be around making a hard choice and having someone to bounce that off of in an objective way. So when I'm coaching, I have so many of my clients' faces in my mind just around the topic of letting go of a team member. Who do we go with this truth? Because we're going to get everyone else's opinions, people's advice, and people's own stuff in this decision making. And so coaching, we're just totally outside of that realm. And you really deserve to have someone that's completely outside of your life as an observer who's going to help you with that inquiry about what's true to do. So there's that mindset. But what if I want to shift your mindset right now and I want you to put your feet on the floor? What if the hard choice felt good? Okay, because this comes back to the psychology of it, is that we must connect the hard choice tied to the desired future of what we're wanting from making that hard choice. You know, why would we take the hard choice in the first place? What is it going to give us? What is it going to lead to? What sort of successes or ease, flow, money, just all of that, great health, great relationships. What is the desired future that when life is exactly as you want it to be? What's going to happen as a result of that choice? Okay, so the shift is when I ask my client, well, when you do let go of them, what do you see in this desired future? What is the outcome of that? And they say, I can hire on someone who's more aligned. I will probably save 5 hours of my time every week. I will have psychological peace of mind. I'll probably even have more revenues because the other person's going to come in and carry all the things that this person wasn't doing. So I want you to think about a hard choice, tie it to your desired future. Tie it to, honestly, what you're wanting as a result of this. Okay? So that's a really big one. I also want to say, okay, so the hard choice must be for something. Like you're making it for something, and it has to be important to you. It has to be true for you. It has to have purpose. Amazing. Great. So I want to put in that I believe people don't choose easy choices all the time. They don't just say easy choices, hard life to themselves and walk around the day. Some people simply don't know what their life is for. So when you make a hard choice, it probably means you have a vision or a desired future, something that you're wanting. You have some goal or dream or just something that you're like, I want to aim at that. So I'm going to make some hard choices. I'm going to stop eating processed sugar and I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to reduce my inflammation, or I'm going to whatever. Okay, so we can see that. Some people don't have clear goals. They're not sure what they're aiming at. And that's sometimes when we can feel that we're stuck in our life. And me all the time, I can get stuck in business where I had a podcast episode on apathy. Like I was so apathetic. It was crazy. I was feeling stuck. And part of it was, I don't really know what's next for me. And there's all this space, and it's okay to not have that goal. I'm saying it as a coach. It's okay to not have goals sometimes and just be in this kind of in-between space. But some people don't have goals. They might not see themselves as co-creators in their lives. And so it's not black and white, okay? It's also about the psychology of the individual. They might not have awakened enough to really realize that they have so much power to make their life exactly as they want it to be. All I'm saying this to say is leave people alone. Let's just be spiritually compassionate to our fellow human beings and focus back on ourselves. And so I want you to really think about, wow, a hard choice is not going to lead to an easy life. It's going to actually lead me to an extraordinary life. And so as we pause and close this episode and focus back on you, on how you could actually apply some of the things you heard is there a hard choice you've been delaying to make? What is that hard choice that you have been delaying? Do an audit of your life. Feel free to pick one thing. Write it down. How come you've been delaying it? Or how come you've been postponing acting on that truth? Just like get honest with yourself. Why? Like, what are you afraid of? What are you hesitating on? Is it a timing issue? All of that. When do you plan to take that hard choice? So when do you think would feel right for you or aligned to make the choice? And what are the future positives that will come from this choice? What's the desired future that you're wanting as a result of the hard choice? Like, what would this choice ultimately give you down the line? Okay, it might not come tomorrow. That's another mindset shift for another day. But it's like the hard choice will lead where? Like, ultimately, will it deepen the love in your relationship? Will the hard choice like bring you to another level of your health? Will the choice get rid of all the noise, from all the external world and bring you more back into alignment and peace within yourself? What is that hard choice going to ultimately bring you? And I want you to focus on that, your desired future. So think about this, re-listen to the questions I've asked. You can do some self-coaching for yourself. And please head over to my email list. It's called Saturday Mornings. You hear from me every Saturday where I actually do some coaching and exercises within that email list to really deepen what we do here on the podcast. Thank you again. Go make your hard choices for your extraordinary life on your terms. A big thank you for listening to this episode. I truly hope you got what you needed. If you want to get more from me each week, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes or bonus content. To be notified of new episodes, workshop opportunities, and more, subscribe to my email list by heading to the link in this episode description. I'm wishing you joy, happiness, and love.